Hello, get ready for the exciting theory of For All Mankind Season 4 ending explained. What happens to the Goldilocks Asteroid and Happy Valley? Ed and the asteroid captured a ship in orbit above Mars. The Season 4 finale of For All Mankind features a nail-biting end to the Goldilocks heist. What's next for Happy Valley and Mars? Warning, spoilers ahead. Summary. The Season 4 finale of For All Mankind provides optimism for the future of Happy Valley, but not without conflict and difficult moments. Margot's choice to sabotage the Goldilocks mission has serious ramifications, including her detention and the possible demise of Irina at Roscosmos. The Mars uprising and Danny's gunshot wound prompted a reevaluation of NASA leadership and a fresh emphasis on the organization's original objective. Let's begin. The Goldilocks mission concludes in the Season 4 finale of For All Mankind, securing Happy Valley's future. While it concludes on a more positive tone than the terrible Season 3 conclusion, For All Mankind Season 4 does not hold back when it comes to drama. From the battle between Samantha Massey and Palmer James in space to the violent riot that nearly kills Danielle Poole, For All Mankind Season 4 finale is a rollercoaster ride. Although Ed Baldwin and Dev Isa succeed in their strategy to guarantee the future of Happy Valley, it is a hard-fought victory. Meanwhile, the horrific death of Sergei Nikolov in For All Mankind Season 4, Episode 9, causes Margot Madison to oppose her KGB handler, putting her freedom at risk. All Mankind Season 4 finale, Perestroika, is a stunning climax to the saga of the Goldilocks Asteroid that reconciles many of the squabbling protagonists. Ed and Danny reconcile after she is nearly killed, while Miles Dale reconciles with his tutor, Ilya Breshov. With such a satisfying conclusion for many, For All Mankind Season 4 finale predicts a bright future for the Mars program in Season 5. Danielle Poole of For All Mankind and Admiral Kirk in Star Trek, The Motion Picture. Why Margot wanted to ruin the Goldilocks mission. Ren Schmidt portrays Margot Madison in For All Mankind. Margot decides to honor her friend's legacy, no matter the cost, after learning that Irina ordered Sergei's death. Sergei previously echoed Ed and Dev's idea that mining the Goldilocks asteroid in Earth's orbit will put an end to the Mars program in For All Mankind Season 4, Episode 9, Razel. Margot agrees with Sergei, and knowing that Irina could easily have her killed if she ceased being useful, she resolves to take a stand and sabotage the Goldilocks expedition. With the Goldilocks asteroid orbiting Mars, NASA, Roscosmos, and the other M7 governments would be forced to continue subsidizing Happy Valley in order to gain access to the extremely valuable iridium. Margot's decision occurs at a critical point in For All Mankind Season 4's asteroid theft. With Ed and Dev's Ghost Ops Center discovered in Sublevel 4, the crew is forced to relocate to the North Korean portion of Happy Valley to carry out the theft. Using North Korean communications to contact Massey, Ed and Dev instructed her on how to take control of Ranger 2's systems and initiate the Mars orbital capture burn. When NASA realized what Massey was trying to accomplish, they created code that effectively locked Massey, Ed, and Dev out, allowing Ranger 2 to initiate the burn that would take them and Goldilocks to Earth. To counteract this and ensure Happy Valley's longevity, Margot created an alternate code that would replace NASA's shutdown instruction. Later, Rosales planted the code for Margot, knowing she couldn't do it herself. It was a valiant final stand, especially given that they both knew what Irina and the KGB were capable of. Finally, Margot accepted responsibility for the code, protecting Aleda from legal repercussions while relinquishing her diplomatic immunity. As Margot was escorted away from Molly Cobb Space Center in handcuffs, Aleda hugged her former mentor, their friendship completely repaired following Margot's apparent betrayal in For All Mankind Season 3. How Margot's arrest affects Irina in Roscosmos. Svetlana Efremova stars as Irina Morozova in For All Mankind. Irina Morozova returns to Roscosmos from Houston to find KGB officers in her office, going through her files and asking her to sit down. As the door shuts ominously behind her, it's evident that Irina's time as Roscosmos director is coming to an end. Earlier in For All Mankind Season 4, Kirill Semenov was kidnapped by the KGB for his failure on the ill-fated Ranger 1 operation. Irina Morozova is now expected to face a similar sentence for her role in the failed Goldilocks capture mission. Custom image of For All Mankind characters, such as Miles Dale. What Miles Riot means for the future of NASA. A beaten and bleeding Miles is approached by his fellow workers. After being severely tortured by US and Russian intelligence, Toby Kebbell's Miles Dale snapped and took deadly measures to prevent a hostile breach of the North Korean sector. It swiftly devolved into a riot as tensions between Helios staff and astronauts boiled over. The fact that the violence came close to taking Danny's life ensured that it made headlines on Earth. In the Season 4 finale of For All Mankind, NASA Director Lee Hobson stares despairingly at a newspaper piece regarding his organization's support for the horrific treatment of inmates like Miles in Happy Valley. Given that Lee's tenure as NASA Director in For All Mankind Season 4 resulted in a strike, a brutal riot, and the shooting of Danielle Poole, it appears unlikely that Hobson will be in charge for much longer. Now that Ed, Dev, and Margot have guaranteed the future of space exploration, NASA may shift away from capitalists like Stern in favor of a new director who is focused on the organization's original objective. Will Tyler would be an excellent choice for NASA director in For All Mankind Season 5. The significance of the gun that shot Danny is explained. The gun used to shoot Danny during Miles' Mars riot was last seen in the For All Mankind Season 3 finale. The gun once belonged to North Korean cosmonaut Lee Young-gil, who used it to protect himself against Danny and Grigory Kuznetsov. After disarming Lee, Danny buried the gun in the sand, marking the location with a wrench. While some fans expected the gun to play a role in Danny's fate in For All Mankind, it instead badly injured Danielle. A scared security officer discovered the revolver in the locker of a Helios employee and attempted to use it on the rioters, discharging it in the following battle. Danny was seriously injured, bringing the residents of Happy Valley back together as they maintained vigil outside the sickbay. Lee's rifle once again improved relations between Martian astronauts and workers. In Season 3 of For All Mankind, Lee was able to form bonds with Danny and Ed through their burial. In the Season 4 conclusion, the horror of Danny's gunshot wound reminds everyone of their goals, prompting them to put their differences aside. It's encouraging to know that everyone in Happy Valley will be working together once more to create the wonderful future that Margot, Ed, and Dev anticipate. Why are so many North Koreans smuggled into Happy Valley? Lee hugs his wife and appears astonished at something off camera. Lee's wife is ultimately smuggled into Happy Valley, but Moon-young is not the only one who arrives on Mars. Moon-young is joined by many other North Korean defectors who have fled the repressive state for a life on Mars. In Happy Valley, they are creating a civilization free of nationalist boundaries and government oppression, and Ed and Lee both claim to have exchanged the blue planet for the red planet, calling Mars home. That is clearly why the North Koreans have decided to relocate to Mars, and the operation is apparently being funded by Dev as a thank you for Lee's participation in the Goldilocks robbery. For All Mankind Season 5's time jump in 2012 setting explained. As is customary for a season finale, For All Mankind's timeline shifts forward in the final minutes of Season 4. As Dev stares up at the orbiting Goldilocks asteroid, the camera pans out to show Mars in 2012, 9 years after the events of For All Mankind Season 4. In the ensuing 9 years, a vast structure has been built on top of the Goldilocks asteroid, apparently as the command center for iridium mining. The base is named after Grigory Kuznetsov, who unfortunately died during Ranger 1's first asteroid capture mission in FAM's Season 4 opener. As For All Mankind Season 5 will take place 43 years after Season 1, viewers are unlikely to see Ed Baldwin, Margot Madison, or Danielle Poole in any significant roles. Instead, For All Mankind Season 5 will most likely center on the next generation of the space program. Kelly Baldwin will continue her search for life on Mars, while Samantha and Miles could advance to senior posts at Kuznetsov Station. That is, if they have evaded criminal prosecution for their involvement in the heist and subsequent unrest. Back on Earth, Aleda will most likely be in charge of Helios' attempts to retrieve the rare iridium from Mars. At the end of For All Mankind Season 4, the future of the space race appears quite bright. Thank you for watching.